Alright, can't talk to you again. Ooh. There's all kinds of pictures. I don't know what that one is, but there's like, they're in little witches' hats. Those are cute. Alright.
Wow. I'm so embarrassed for us. Mini Da Vinci's we were not.
She saved every drawing we ever did.
There's a couple of these I might keep.
But doesn't that seem like accurate? Like we've got the bears and the moose, you know, and then here we have like the rocket ship, and that's kind of like what she's into.
She took so many pictures.
Yeah. Like she had to document every second of our lives.
You can keep some of them, if you want.
No thanks. I mean, I like the photos of us, but I don't think I can forget that she was the one aiming the camera.
I feel like you would regret that, though. I mean, I get childhood trauma, I do. But, like, you gotta think, if you were to go on and have kids, wouldn't your kids want to know, you know, wouldn't they want to see pictures of you as a child and things like that? So I feel like that's something that you would probably regret not keeping.
I don't remember these.
It's probably one of Marianne's unfinished masterpieces.
There's 2 of them. Maybe they were us. In some weird way that only made sense to Marianne.
Aren't those like little, like, lovebirds? Or like turtle doves, maybe? I don't know. Everything's so colorful. What was in the tank? Did you guys have a lizard? A snake? What was in there? Unless that's a fish tank. Could have been fish.
She pinched every penny.
She might have been broke, guys.
Old textbooks. Tessa gave them to us, right?
Yeah, she thought we were gifted.
I always loved when she came over. She brought food and toys.
You might not be quite so excited to see her now.
Why do you say that?
Her worldview is narrow,
Huh.
even by Delos Crossing standards.
Okay, interesting. So, did we go to school, or were we, like, homeschooled or something? I don't know what that's about. Uh-oh. Alright. Hey, Mom, we are sorry the vase got broke. We didn't know you love it so much. We need to be careful and not act up in the window room. Next time we will try and use good judgment. Please forgive us for doing bad things. I'm sorry too. We should be more careful. I'm very sad we made you cry so much. We should play outside instead. I will tell Ollie not to be wild all the time. We aren't going to do it anymore. We are sorry. That's sad.
What are you reading?
A letter we wrote her. To apologize for breaking that stupid vase, remember?
Bore your kids into good behavior. Great parenting strategy.
Alright, can I check in with you? No, okay. I think I just gotta check in with her occasionally. I think that's what that little thing was. Alright, so we did everything there. There. I think we're ready to head upstairs. Alright. Come on, Alyson. Let's go. It looks like a little astronaut man, doesn't it? That's cute with a little flower pot for its head. Alright. Should we go in here? This looks like our bedroom, right? Let's go this way first.
I'm sure it's still there. I should check our bedroom upstairs.
I will.
Where'd you come from?
What is that? A tale of two swords.
Yo, what are you doing down there?
What do you think I'm doing? Trying to figure out if anything in Marianne's mess is worth keeping.
Any progress?
Not really. What about you? What are you doing up there?
I'm tired of her mess. Let's dig into ours.
Right. Guess it's time to mainline nostalgia.
I mean, I feel like she led a pretty simplistic life. Like, she doesn't really have that much stuff around, you know what I mean? I was gonna say junk, but I don't mean junk. It's just, like, it's not... There's not a lot of stuff. I mean, it's just kind of the necessities, a lot of kids stuff, but that's to be expected. I mean, you had
No,
two twins.
This feels like home.
Alright.
Hey, the postcard we sent ourselves from Juno.
Forever alone.
What?
We barely had any friends. We even had to be our own pen pals.
Hello, Allison and Ollie. We were writing from the past. What is it like in the future? Anyways. Okay. We took the tramway all the way up. Ollie was scared. Liar. We got some books, but Mommy went to the restaurant at night and forgot them. It was cool. There were a lot of whales on the ferry.
Shh. Tyler, do you copy? If we don't move fast, this whole thing is going to melt. Do you copy?
We're basically walkie-talkies on legs, you know.
Oh.
Yeah, well, how do you play Ice Road Trucker Assassins without a walkie-talkie, right? Yeesh. Mr. Serious all of a sudden.
Anyways. Okay. It just basically says, here's a postcard to remind you how awesome we are. Especially me! That's cute. I really like that. Okay. So much to look at. It's so interesting though, because even though, like, we've seen their adult bedrooms, and like, you can obviously tell that they had the same interests. I mean, the trucks, the solar stuff, the music, we have roller skates, like, it's all the same. It's just neat.
We never appreciated this view as kids.
Of a tree? Or maybe that's the lake down there? I don't know, I can't tell.
Ugh. Some of our old toys give me the creeps.
It's a dragon. It's cute. At least it was creative. Okay. Ooh, what is this?
Look what I found.
What?
Only our greatest creation, the Book of Goblins.
Seriously? It was in that chest the whole time?
All these stories.
I had ideas for
Holy
so
crap.
many more.
Marianne wrote a lot of them.
Yeah. It's one of the only times I remember her being at peace.
Really? There's so much. What in the world? So are these like the frog earns the right to speak? Oh my god, I want to read all of these. Okay. All right, well let's get after it. Okay, the frog earns the right to speak. Once upon a time, in an ancient and deep forest, there lived a big frog in a small pond. She was a peaceful creature who spent most of her time eating, swimming, and sleeping. From the morning to the evening, she did everything the smaller frogs did, except she did it bigger. She ate more, she jumped further, she was smarter, and she made much, much more noise. Everybody in the forest could hear her loud croaking, and everyone was happy that they could. You see, it was easy to get lost in the forest, but thanks to the frog's loud noises, you could just as easily find your way back to her pond. Maybe it would not have been the same if the big frog had kept singing during the night, but she was too lazy an animal to stay active after dark. One day an unknown visitor came to the forest for the first time. It was a young woman dressed in a beautiful gown. She was walking fast through the woods as if she was running away, and she never looked back. Many eyes spied the princess pass by, but no one dared to help her, for the Mad Hatter was on her trail. "This is not our business," they said, and we had better look away, for the Mad Hatter was an unyielding man who loved nothing but hunting down prey for money and glory. Nothing could escape his piercing eye for long. Interesting. Okay. So the princess walked alone without help until she was hopelessly lost in the big forest. Exhausted, she pressed on with no idea of where she was heading. As the hunter drew even closer, dogged in his pursuit, she continued this way until she heard a heavy croaking far off to her left, so clear and loud that the princess immediately made for the source of the noise. A few minutes later, she reached the big frog in the small pond, and the frog looked at her with a gentle smile. "Help me, please," said the princess. "I need a place to rest and to hide." "Ribbit," answered the frog, and the princess frowned. "Please stop making noise. The Mad Hatter is after me." "Ribbit," said the frog again, so loud that the princess had to cover her ears. The creature began to jump every which way. "What are you doing?" asked the princess. "Stop all that noise or he will find us." But the frog kept croaking and jumping around her, left and right, up and down. "Ribbit, ribbit," until the princess understood the meaning of all this fuss. Cautiously, the woman climbed on the back of the big animal, and then, with a leap, the frog set off away from the pond. The frog jumped so high and so far that even the hunter could not find where the princess had gone. With a few jumps, the princess was out of his piercing eye. A few jumps more, and she had vanished for good. The princess closed her eyes and let her clever mount carry her wherever the creature pleased. Less than an hour later, the big frog had reached the other side of the ancient forest, near the shores of the very deep lake. There she landed without a noise in front of a big wooden house that had been abandoned. "Thank you," said the princess, covering the animal's snout with kisses. "I only wish you could speak so I would have understood what you were trying to do sooner." As she pronounced those words, something incredible happened. The big frog was suddenly able to speak. Her first words startled the princess. "The Mad Hatter is always at my heels. Now you're safe, and I've had my revenge. You can stay in this house. It has been abandoned for a long time, and no one will look for you here." And then, without looking back, the big frog jumped back to the pond. And this is how the big frog saved the princess, and how she earned the right to speak. This is fascinating. There's a lot of similarities that I'm already kind of gathering just from what we've seen. I don't know if the princess is the mother, and obviously whoever this mad hunter is after her. It's interesting that the big frog is her savior, and how she keeps making all these like little frog statues and things. It's interesting. There might definitely be more to the mother's story than what we know of. Alright, we have the bear and the princess. Once upon a time in the ancient and deep forest, the old bear stood on the banks of the river, swiping at salmon on their way to the spawning grounds. Just as he got his paw on a particularly fat one, he heard a woman shouting for help. He considered simply eating his salmon, and then she screamed again, and he lumbered over to investigate. After a short walk, he found the princess clinging to the top of the tree while a wolf snarled and snapped at the base of the tree. Old Bear would normally not get in the middle of such a situation, After all, as a fellow predator, he understood the wolf's need to hunt. But when he saw the princess, he was struck by her beauty, and he knew he had to help. With a great roar, the bear heaved onto its hind legs, rising to his full height. The wolf snapped and snarled in his direction, but the bear roared again, and the wolf took off into the trees, tail between his legs. The old bear fell back down onto all fours and stared up at the princess. She regarded him fearfully. "You can come down," he said. "How do I know you didn't save me just so that you can eat me yourself?" asked the princess. "I suppose this is a fair question," admitted the old bear, "but I promise I won't eat you." The princess had no reason to trust the old bear except that he had kind eyes, and so she slowly made her way down the tree. When she reached the ground, the bear only watched her, and so she supposed she was not going to be eaten today. "Thank you," she told the old bear. "Of course," he said. "Can I walk with you back to your home?" "Of course," said the princess. And so the princess and the old bear walked together through the forest back to the big wooden house. After that day, the princess would occasionally find gifts from the bear, a fresh-caught salmon, a handful of ripe berries, a newly bloomed bluebell. One spring, when a sudden thaw flooded the path out of the princess's home, the old bear was there, and she rode his back across the river. The old bear began to think that the princess should be his mate. After all, she had no mate, and she needed one, and he could keep her warm and provide her a much more suitable den, and catch fish for her and protect her from wolves. She in turn would brush out his fur and pick berries without smushing half of them, and scratch that one part of his back that he couldn't reach. And with how she took care of the goblins, she would be an excellent mother for his cubs. One day, the old bear came with a ring of spruce and asked the princess to be his bride. "I'm sorry," said the princess. "You are a very good friend, and I appreciate all you've done for me, but I cannot marry you. You're a bear. I'm a princess. It would never work." The old bear was crushed. "Can we still be friends?" he asked. "We will always be friends," said the princess. "But I will never marry you." The old bear and the princess carried on their friendship, and after 1 year he tried again to ask her to be his bride, but once again she refused him. This happened 1 year later, and 1 year after that, and then finally the princess said, "Old bear, you are my dear friend, and I appreciate all you have done for me, but I would sooner you have left me to the wolves than marry you, and that is how it will always be. I have my hands full with the 2 goblins who live under my house, and they are all I need." That wounded the old bear deeply, but it was finally enough to stop his proposals. They remained friends, and he continued to give her gifts of fresh salmon and ripe berries and newly bloomed bluebells. But the old bear never again asked the princess to be his bride, much as he might have wanted to. And that is how the princess befriended the old bear, and how she refused him. Interesting. Very interesting. So, of course, it talks about the big wooden house. I mean, obviously, that's what this house is. Immediately, when I was first reading this and it was talking about the wolf, it made me think of, like, kind of like a predatory man, if that makes sense. Like, a man that's not really getting the message of, like, no. And so then that's when, you know, quote unquote, the bear comes along and saves her, you know, but she's cautious because she's like, well, how do I know that you're not any different, kind of thing. Yeah. Very, very interesting. And of course she mentions the goblins, which we already know who the goblins are. Alright. The beaver fixes the house. Once upon a time, in an ancient and deep forest, there lived a wise princess in a big wooden house. One night, a particularly violent storm shook the house. It shook the shingles on the roof and the planks in the walls. It even shook the beams on which the house stood, blowing the whole thing near to the ground. The princess hid in a closet, fearing the house would come down on her as she slept. In the morning, the house was still standing, but it was badly damaged. The storm had blown shingles off the roof and planks off the walls and even bent a post upon which the house stood. The first two things she could fix, but the last concerned her. "What will I do?" Despaired the wise princess, for though she knew many things, she did not know how to fix the big wooden house. Just then the old bear came by to see if the princess had any trouble in the storm. When he found her nailing planks back into place, he said, "Stop, princess. Let me do that for you." "I'm happy to do it," said the princess, "but if you want to help with the roof, you may." When the pair were done with the roof and the walls, they examined the bent support post. "I could throw my body against it," said the old bear. "I am very large." He stretched up onto his hind legs, being sure the princess could appreciate how very large he was, then charged straight at the post. He threw his body against it with an impressive thud. Then impact moved the post, but too far, and it ended up bent in the other direction. The wise princess decided more precision was needed. She thought then of the very old beaver who kept an excellently crafted dam. Perhaps she can help. She went looking for the very old beaver and found the industrious animal hard at work slapping down mud on part of her dam that had been blown apart in the storm. Most of the structure was unharmed because the beaver was very good at building things. The princess knew she had come to the right place. "Beaver," she said, "my house was damaged in the storm. Would you help me fix it?" "I believe I could do that, yes," said the very old beaver, and she paused at fixing her own den to follow the princess. The very old beaver examined the big wooden house and nodded. "It will be an easy fix," she said, and she set about righting the post with loud slaps of her tail. When she was done, the wise princess stroked the beaver's head. "Thank you, beaver," she said. "The wind blew shingles off the roof and the planks off the walls and even bent this post. Now, thanks to you, I still have a home." "Think nothing of it," said the very old beaver, who returned to work on her own den once again. That winter, the very old beaver grew ill, very ill. She was not able to fix her den, nor to gather food. When the princess found out, she set about delivering meals to the beaver. She brought stews of corn and beans and basketfuls of bark and twigs from the beaver's favorite aspen. One day, the wise princess noticed that the beaver's den had begun to fall apart. She set about fixing it, and though she was not as talented as the very old beaver, the fix kept the creature warm and dry. "Thank you," said the very old beaver. "Of course," said the princess. "You helped me when the storm blew my house near to the ground. Thanks to you, I still have a home, and I am happy to do the same." The princess continued to nurse the old beaver until the day she came to the dam, and the forest was still. No birds sang, no branches rustled, no small things skittered within the underbrush. "Oh," said the princess, staring sadly at the den, for she knew the old beaver had passed on. "Goodbye, my friend." And that is how the very old beaver saved the big wooden house, and how the wise princess repaid her kindness. Interesting. I always say interesting. I think at this point I'm just trying to figure out who these characters are. Like, who's the frog? Who's the bear? Who's the beaver? You know what I mean? Like, these have got to be the real people. They've got to. Okay, interesting. Alright. Let's do one more, and then I need to take a break because of my voice. Because I'm gonna, lose my voice if I keep going and reading all of these. The Princess's Party. Once upon a time, in a deep and ancient forest, the princess was melancholy. Because it was the 1-year anniversary of when she had run away from home, sensing her sadness, her forest friends showed up at her door. They were headed by the pelican, poised and attentive, and organized by the moose. Stalwart and far-sighted, the old bear was there with his claws so sharp, as well as the big frog, prattling away. Even though the haughty muskrat, who almost never had time for anyone, had come, the bear invited her to ride on his back, promising no wolf would, harry her path, and then the animals led her to a fairy glen, where a fabulous party had been prepared. There was a buffet of seafood the pelican had served from her never-emptying beak. The air was filled with the winking fairy lights. The moose had arranged after clouds filled the sky, and the gregarious frog mixing up fizzing drinks. Only the muskrat had done nothing in particular, mooching off of everyone else's hard work. The princess had a very good time at her party, such a good time that she forgot to say thank you to any of her friends. Noticing this, the fairies devised a bit of mischief. When the princess went to open her gifts, she found 3 identical boxes at the edge of the glen. Puzzled, she turned back and gasped. The entire party had vanished. Because you have taken your friends for granted, called the naughty fairies, we have hidden them from you, but we like games. Guess who has given you each of these presents, and you'll get your friends back. The princess opened the first box. Inside there was a torch, which, when lit, revealed the truth. Said the princess. Someone wants to make sure I don't get lost in the woods when it's dark, and that I always see right from wrong. Which of my friends would give me a gift like that? She opened the second box. Inside there was a magic sword, which would leap right out of the bearer's hands to defend them. Said the princess. Someone wants to make sure I am protected if I'm ever under threat. Which of my friends would give me a gift like that? She opened the third box. Inside there was a bag of coins that always provided money if it was for something the bearer truly needed. Said the princess. Someone wants to make sure I have money to buy food when I'm hungry and clothes when I'm cold. Which of my friends would give me a gift like that? The princess thought about her friends, and then she smiled certainly. Fairies, she said, I may have been thoughtless, but I appreciate all that my friends have given me, and all that they have done for me. She gave her answers, and the vexed fairies were forced to restore the party in a flash of colorful light. One by one, she gave the animals a hug and thanked them for their presence, the party, and all that they had done to help since she moved into the forest. And that is how the princess celebrated her first anniversary in the woods. So, what I'm gathering from this, and just hear me out. Look at the pattern of, what's in the book. This is the same of, what's on her door, the mother's bedroom door. Also, it seems like she said that this was 1 year anniversary of when she had run away from home. I'm wondering if she was maybe pregnant when she ran away. It's kind of what it's seeming like anyways. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of what I'm gathering from this, but also there seems to be a little bit of a riddle here. So who would give the torch? Who would give the sword? I would say someone who wants to make sure that they're protected. I would say that would probably be the bear. The bag of coins. Who is the beaver on here? Because the beaver is the one who always seemed to help. I would say that would probably be the beaver. But I don't know, because we haven't met all of these characters yet, so. Alright, well, let's leave that there for now. We have got so many other stories. See, it looks like we get into the goblins and stuff after this, so we'll wait.
Where is it?
You looking for something in particular?
My diary.
You never told me about it.
Yeah. With the way Marianne was, I tried extra hard to keep it a secret. Marianne. Yeah, that day she found out about it.
Oh? Okay. What am I doing?
Mom? Mom! Mom, where is it? What did you do with it?
What now?
I can't find my diary. I know you stole it. Give it back. My diary. I know you stole it. Give it back.
Sweetie, whatever I do, it's just for your benefit.
You read it, didn't you? You had no right to do that.
I have the right to do whatever I need to protect my little girl.
I'm not your girl. I hate you.
You will always be my matter how hard you fight me, I'll fight twice as hard to keep you safe.
I don't know how I never saw it coming. She told me right to my face. She was willing to hurt me, to keep me from transitioning.
Tyler, there is no way you could have known she'd go that far.
I want my diary back. Her room was the only place I didn't look.
Okay, but do you need to get it, like, now?
That diary was important to me, Alyson. Writing down my thoughts helped me realize who I am.
Well, then let's go find it.
You think her room is still locked?
It always was. I'm not looking forward to going in there.
I know, but we'll have to eventually, and I need it back.
Well, let's look around. Let's finish this room up.
You know, if there's one thing you gotta give Marianne, it's that she let us explore our artistic side.
You should have seen Eddie's face when I tried to repaint his car.
Yeah, I bet Uncle Eddie didn't appreciate your artistic touch.
I'd rather you called him Chief Brown if you're gonna be an ass about it.
I just wonder if old Chief Brown is one of the characters in our little book. You know what I mean? Maybe he was the bear. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there.
How did you convince me to let you put this up?
It was my favorite movie. Back then.
City of Love. Protect oceans or they'll try to leave.
So much for my dream of being a hockey star.
Marianne thought sports were too aggressive, too competitive, and too groupthinky.
What's that say? The missing link? That's kind of cute, though. Is there something down here?
Hey, you. I just found your twin under the house.
This one has
Seen
something on
better
its
days.
butt. I seen it. What is it? Alyson. Okay.
Oh, this one wasn't mine.
So then the one underneath, in the basement, was ours.
Look, it's the game we made. Illusion Tramway.
That game never made any sense.
Didn't stop us from playing all day.
Dude, we were kids. All we needed were rocks and bird feathers.
True that. Figure out who goes first with rock, paper, scissors. With silent voice. Roll the dice and move the number you roll. Pay to the tramway lady to climb up or down the mountain. Take the luge to slide down the mountain. If you get a 1, you'll get to roll again. If you get a 1 again, pick a motor car to climb up the mountain with the luge. If you roll a 6, become the Mad Hatter for 2 turns. Okay, if you roll a 3, become a bear for 3 turns. Interesting. That actually kind of seems like a neat game. I would play it.
Whenever we asked for a TV, she'd just bring home a big stack of books.
I think she did us a favor with that one.
You may not agree when we start digging into the HBO back catalog.
We'll see.
Listen, there's really good TV shows, but I also think that, like, growing up with books, it makes your imagination, like, so much more vivid. Like, I truly believe in that. I didn't have TV growing up either, except for, like, Sunday morning cartoons. That's the only TV that I watched. So, I read books. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Oh, there's something. Where am I looking at?
The Ice King finally caught the hag. His furious voice could be heard throughout the forest. For your wickedness, you will be eternally bound to the lake. What? No way. quiet. Let me finish.
You will no longer be allowed to leave. Not even under a full moon.
The moon hag was imprisoned in the lake, and she never again tried to escape. And then the title. What do you think? Not bad, right?
I guess that's okay. But I would have changed the end.
What? No way!
The Ice King. I totally forgot about him.
That's because it was dangerous to mention his name. He was too powerful.
Is he in the book? I haven't read all the stories yet. Are there any other memories up here that I need to see? No? Okay. What is this? What is that? It's like a piece of cloth? Okay, that's a little weird. Don't know what the purpose of that is. Alright, well, let's go downstairs. I think it's a puzzle on the door. It said that it was locked, right? Guess let's go take a look at it. We'll see.
Hold up.
What?
Remember this?
Yeah, it's the story.
Unfortunately,
You must solve my riddle to earn the right to enter the princess's sanctum.
nothing a good hard shove won't take care of.
I mean, yes, we could brute force it, but it might be kind of fun to finally solve it, right?
We have different definitions of the word fun.
Okay, well, if we break it, we're just gonna have to fix it for the sale. So let's at least try not to. You have the Book of Goblins?
Yep.
Hand it over.
What are you looking for?
The image on the door. It's making me think of a story from the book. One that Marianne wrote.
You have a way better memory than me.
Well, the Book of Goblins was my creation.
And you'll never let anyone forget it.
Here it is. The one about the princess's party. Give it a read. I think the symbols may represent something in the story.
First ghost memories, now storybook puzzles. What a weird day.
What a weird childhood.
Touché.
Well, I already figured that that was part of that. It's kind of weird that I decided to stop on that story. Okay. Alright. Well, we might as well... Let's see. What do we got here? I feel like we could continue on reading the stories because it looks like we do have some, you know, more about the frog. It looks like there was one I seen about the moose somewhere. I don't know, beaver. Yeah, we have the moose here. There's stuff about the pelican somewhere. So I feel like we could continue on reading, but I think for now, I feel like the answers are within this. So I know, let me see. So the first one was a torch. I'm 100% positive that this sword is the bear because he's the one that's protected her in the past. And then there's a bag of coins to help provide, I would say beaver, but like I said, the beaver is not an option on the door. So, let's see. There was a buffet of seafood the pelican had served from her never-emptying beak. So more than likely, the money is the pelican. Now the light, the air was filled with winking fairy lights the moose had arranged. So it's probably the moose because it says the muskrat did nothing. So I'm thinking it's moose, bear, and pelican. That's what I'm thinking at least. This is actually really elaborate, like a very elaborate lock for a door, so it's kind of cool. Yep, that was it.
And boom, we're in.
Were they never allowed in her bedroom at all? I mean, they said it was always locked. I'm just kind of curious.
After so many years, I expected this to feel more, you know, like a win.
Speak for yourself. I'm the one who solved the riddle.
Why do I feel like you're not gonna let me forget that?
Never.
Where do you think we should start looking?
I don't know. Where in this mess would she stash someone else's personal thoughts?
Okay. Alright, well, it looks like we've got a memory already. Where at? Oh, over here.
I just can't get through. Whatever's going on, they won't let me in. They used to tell me everything, but they shut me out, Tessa. They've shut me out. I've had so much on my plate lately, and they're convinced I'm the enemy, and I don't know why. I need them. I need my goblins.
I remember now. We heard her crying. We listened through the door.
Seeing her like this, as if she's still here,
It really sucks.
she was really coming apart those last few months, wasn't she?
There's more to this story, way more than I think we realize.
Sewing lessons were the absolute worst.
She made all our clothes. I'm sure she needed the help. And I, for one, am happy I can fix a torn seam.
Good, I was about to say, not many people know how to sew nowadays. It's good to know how to do that.
I tried to read this one. I can never figure out the order of the chapters, though.
Didn't the author go insane or something? No wonder Marianne liked it.
Interesting. Okay. There's a frog.
Straight in the trash?
No, I bet we could sell it on the internet.
True. Maybe we could sell it to the guy who collects John Wayne Gacy's clown paintings.
Oh my god. I know exactly who they're talking about, too. This is so freaking cute, though. Come on. That would be perfect for, like, a book. A kid's book, you know what I mean? That's so cute. And I'm wondering if this is maybe her two goblins.
She and Tessa were best friends. Until suddenly they weren't. Wonder what happened.
Either Tessa got sick of Marianne's moods, or Marianne got sick of Tessa's judgment.
It's here.
Yeah, but let me just give me just
All
a
this
second.
place needs is a quick clean, and it'll be ready to go. If only.
Oh. This explains a lot.
They're mostly full. She was too stubborn to take medication.
Okay.
She always had to have a picture of us close by.
Why this picture, though? I mean, do you see the expression on our faces?
But come on. Red shirt, green. It's of you guys, obviously. I seen this. What is this? What's the princess? Okay. Is it not gonna... Do we not get anything? I guess not. The wise princess is a runaway from a far-off land. She won't tell anyone what she's running from, because just thinking about it makes her cry. She is friends with all the animals of the forest and has a kind of generous soul. I'm not sure why we are not getting any audio from that, but that's okay. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I got that before I did the diary. Just in case it would move me on from here.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Do you think she read it?
Of course. She was nosy as hell.
Tyler.
What?
Look.
What? Where did you find that?
It was on her desk with her papers.
Seriously? Are you fucking kidding me?
Look, we gotta be really careful not to overthink this.
But it doesn't make any sense. She was mad, right? She was mad I cut my hair. She attacked me because I cut my hair.
She was mad and she attacked you. We both saw it.
Then what is this shit?
I don't know. I don't know. Tyler, come here.
She can't do this to me. Not now. When I've finally made sense of a few things.
Well, that was your first mistake. Thinking the world made any kind of sense. "10 years in the grave, and she's still finding new ways to piss us off."
Yeah. I think I need some air.
Are you really, really sure? I am. Do it. Okay. Here we go. Whoa. Is it all gone? Yeah. It looks amazing. Really? Yeah. I can't wait to show Mom. She's been so sad lately. More than sad. She's been scary. Yeah, but not tonight, though. It was almost like a party. Thank you, Alyson. You don't have to thank me. You're my sister. I feel more like your brother. Brother, sister, we look out for each other. but I'm pretty sure I just gave you a really bad haircut. Mom? Mom?
God. Ugh. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Just
Mom?
Oh no. No, 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 no. This is wrong. This is all wrong. Wait! Stop!
Glad we found your diary.
Me too.
I guess she was trying to figure out where you were at.
Yeah, well, she should have asked. I wasn't some goddamn research project. I was her child.
About the book.
Raising your transgender child? Do you even know how rare these books were in 2005? Was she trying to figure out how to support me?
Maybe.
Which, she wasn't trying. She never...
It doesn't make sense. I know. You cutting your hair was what set her off, right?
Alyson, she read my diary. She already knew. It wasn't my hair. And if we were wrong about that... Fuck.
You think she read it. It's possible she never even opened the diary, and that things are exactly like we always thought they were.
But if she did, and they aren't...
God, Tyler. Sure. I mean, we could have been wrong. But what good does it do to ask the question now?
You mean other than not having to live with the thought that my mom tried to kill me for being me?
Tyler, I know you want there to be something to find. Something that'll make it all make sense. But she was unhinged.
So that's it then. She was crazy. Nothing else to say.
I think we'd be better off if we tried to move on.
Why don't we talk to a few people who knew her? See if that book makes any sense to them.
People don't want to talk about Marianne. They pretend like that night never happened.
What about Tessa? She was Marianne's closest friend. Let's ask her about it.
Sure. But I'll warn you, she's particularly touchy about this subject.
Well, maybe she'll talk to me. I was always her favorite.
Operative word was. But we need to go by the store anyway, to get a few things for the repairs.
Great. 2 seagulls, 1 stale hunk of bread.
I'm not sure I like that analogy.
Listen, I know you don't want to keep talking about this.
But you're obviously not going to be satisfied until we do. So let's talk.
You've been on edge all day. Is there something more going on with you?
It's nothing.
Pretty sure it's not nothing. And I'd like us to be on the same page.
I thought we were on the same page. Sell this place as quick as possible and move on.
I don't know which one to choose. Because if I put the book changed everything, she's still not going to see that. I mean, it means it changed it for him.
Look, I've already explained why this is so important to me. Why are you still dragging your feet?
It's just with the way you avoided this place for the last 3 years, I thought you wouldn't want to spend any extra time here.
Oh. So that's what this is about.
Maybe a little. Yeah.
I told you that from the beginning. You could tell.
You graduated 3 years ago. And this is the first time we've seen each other in person.
It's not that I didn't want to see you. I just wasn't ready to be Tyler in Delos Crossing.
I tried to visit you. I tried to go to your fireweed graduation. I wanted to bake you a crappy boxed cake and take awkwardly posed photos.
I know.
But you shut me out. All I got was non-responses and half-assed evasions.
Look, I didn't want to see anyone. I just started testosterone. And, oh god, I had the worst acne. My emotions were all over the place, and the smells... Alyson, the smells... Men smell bad.
I know. I've dated a few.
Look, I needed some time to figure my shit out before I asked anyone else to try. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
So, we have a plan?
Yep. We ask around about Marianne, but we also stick to our repair schedule.
Sounds good to me. Ollie's diary. Huh. It's been a long time since I heard that name.
Was I the only one who ever called you that?
Actually, no. I used it at Fireweed for a while, until I settled on Tyler. Most people were pretty chill about the switch. Not everyone, though.
What do you mean?
I had a mentee who refused to call me Tyler. He didn't want my help. He didn't want anyone's help.
I'm sorry. I like the name Tyler, by the way.
Thanks.
Alright, Mom and Alyson argued again. At least I'm not the only one Mom is screaming at now. Mom always seemed jealous we didn't tell her what we are planning to do in the forest. Allie thinks we should tell her about our voice. I think she knows already. Mom seemed really upset when I asked to join the hockey team, like it's wrong for me to play a boys' sport. I'm going to keep asking. I will try again next week. She said no again. I'm so mad at her. Why does she always say no? Why doesn't she ever let me do what I want to do? Alyson and I started writing a story. Well, Alyson did. She didn't like it when I tried to change anything. Why can't one of the goblins be a boy goblin? Saw Star Wars yesterday at Bobby's place. Luke was so great, but Mom found out we watched it and got so mad. She said it gloried war. Oh my lord. I can't. Oh my lord. Star Wars is like such a good movie. It doesn't glory war, man. That's the whole point. Like a lot of people died during that. Okay. Would Mom be happier if I could do what she wanted me to do? When she looks at me, she just doesn't see me. I wish I could show her. I wish I could make her understand. I think she doesn't want to. Alyson told me again that it was my fault Mom got angry at us. She is such a suck-up. Mom barely said anything to us in a few days. Allie says she saw her throwing away pages from the Book of Goblins. Do this, do that. I am sick of her voice. I am sick of that dumb name too. I'm Ollie the Goblin. Okay. Is that it?
Nice ring? Gift from your boyfriend?
Come on. I told you I'm not with anyone right now. Don't rub it in.
Why does it look familiar?
It was a gift from Eddie. He had them both made at the same time.
Both? Oh, wait.
Yeah. The ring was supposed to be linked to the one he tried to give you.
Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't think you were gonna toss the ring my foster father gave you overboard.
I'm sorry. I'm an ass.
You are. But I get it.
Yeah, I didn't think he was gonna do that either. Okay.
I think I'd like to end up somewhere like this. Just not here.
Somewhere with more trees than people?
Exactly.
Just go into it with a little more of a plan than Marianne did.
Already working on it. With my degree, it'll be easy to get a job as a ranger.
After you spend a little time in Juneau?
Still a maybe on that one. Not a bad view, right?
I forgot how beautiful it is.
Remember that time we tried to cross the lake after it froze over?
Oh yeah, how can I forget? Marianne lectured us for an hour.
Well, she wasn't wrong at least. It was really dangerous. If we'd fallen in, no more goblins.
We grew up on this lake. We know how to spot thin ice.
It doesn't matter if you know how to spot it or not. Like one second you're not looking and it, you know, something bad could happen. So no, I have to agree with Marianne on that one.
If you squint, you can almost forget Telos Crossing's only a few miles away.
I'm sure Marianne tried to.
Can't blame her.
We're headed there for supplies later. You ready for that?
Yeah, but I was really enjoying a day without assholes.
Just a little longer, and every day will be asshole-free.
That might be asking a lot.
That's my attitude every day.
At least the glacier's still there.
You have to wonder just what kind of stories it could tell. You know, if it had a mouth.
Oh, the ice cave.
Remember the ice cave?
The old bear's den?
That's the one. It would have made a perfect secret base if we'd ever been able to find it again.
You know, I actually went looking for it a few years ago.
Really? No way. So?
We found it, but the entrance had collapsed.
Ah, bummer.
Hmm.
Well, guess we better get going.
And here I thought you'd never tear yourself away.
Yeah, sorry. Views like this, I just tend to get lost in them.
Go ahead. I'll catch up. Need to respond to a message.
My sister, the social butterfly.
Seems we got a trespasser.
What the fuck?
You got 5 seconds to talk me into defending my property.
Your property?
5, 4.
I'm Tyler.
Don't know any Tylers. 3, 2.
Sam!
Ellie? What are you doing out here, girl?
This is our house.
Was I talking to you?
Sam, put the gun down. This is Tyler. My brother.
Your brother? Oh, shit. Huh. I guess I heard about all that, but I never... Damn, you look like a real man.
So do you, Sam.
You know what I mean. I just didn't know they could make a woman look so much like
Oh
a
my
man.
god. That is so insensitive. I'm just me, maybe? I mean, you are who you are. I mean...
You know, I'm just trying to be me. It's just who I am.
Well, I've seen a couple of lady transvestites
Oh my
on
God.
TV before, but I've never seen a dude.
Sam, that's not how you say that.
Say what? Transvestites?
Yes. It's transgender. Transgender men.
I'm sorry. It's hard to keep track out here in Delos Crossing. The world's just moving on without us.
It's fine. Let's just change the subject.
Works for me. Tyler.
Thanks, Sam. So, what are you doing here exactly?
Oh, well, I've been kind of keeping an eye on this place for you, you know? It's like patching the roof, checking the pipes, you know, all
He's
that
giving
stuff.
me bear vibes, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's That's no big
Not
deal.
saying that that's who it is, but he's
know,
kind
your
of giving
mama,
me
she was,
bear vibes.
She was a special lady. She deserved much better than, what you got.
I don't think he's talking about you, Tyler.
Didn't you used to help Mary Ann with repairs and building projects?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, seeing as your mama never had a man around, I just took it on myself to help her keep this place standing.
How antiquated of you.
Thanks. I guess you two are still aiming to sell the place?
That's the plan. Which, by the way, we need your keys.
Since apparently you went and changed the locks?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But, selling your mother's house? Are you sure?
It's been 10
Bad.
years.
Good. It's all you've got left of her.
Okay. I feel like no one asked you is a bit too harsh.
Not all. I'm sure the gun she tried to kill us with is still somewhere in there.
Tyler!
What?
They came off a
What
little
Tyler
aggressive
means
too.
is, a fresh start is what we both need.
Of course. This place has got to be full of all kinds of bad memories. But maybe some good ones, too?
What am I wait, whoa. He's you know, I kind of thought he might have been a little drunk.
Allie, can you hear me?
Ty, we can't do this when we're in the middle of talking to someone.
But this is pointless. He's hammered.
He's always hammered. And who knows? Maybe it'll make him chatty. Now come on. People think our family is weird enough.
Everything okay with you two?
Yes.
No.
Oh. All right.
Okay. Are we trying to get him to talk? Like, tell us your secrets?
How well did you know her?
Not as well as I thought. When I heard what happened that night, well, I figured people were bullshitting me.
It really surprised you, didn't it?
Much as anything ever has. Other folks say they saw it coming. Not me.
Did you help with her door?
Her door?
The puzzle on her bedroom door.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you two kept sneaking in, giving her no privacy, huh? You ever solve it?
Yep. Better late than never, I guess.
Never solved it myself. I mean, not that I wanted to. Guess you know all your mama's secrets now, huh?
Well, she may have one or two left.
okay.
We should get going.
That's all you think we'll get out of him?
I mean, we can try more questions, but I mean, I only got those two options.
I guess I could ask him a few more questions.
Okay, no, it literally just repeated the same thing, so I think that that's all that we can ask him.
We should get going.
That's all you think we'll get out of him?
And yeah, yeah, pretty much.
He's too wasted to be of any more help.
I'll tell him to get a move on then. Well, we've got a supply run to make, and Uncle Eddie's expecting a visit. So.
Right. Yeah, of course. Get going, you two.
Sam? We all gotta get going.
Oh. Of course. Of course, yeah, I got lots to do myself. Lots of to-dos on old Sam's list. And you don't want to keep Brown waiting, you know?
Thanks for looking out for this place.
Happy to do it. Don't hesitate to reach out if you need anything. Anything at all. You hear?
Sam?
Huh?
Sam?
Huh?
The keys?
Oh, yeah. Of course. Of course. Yeah, they're yours. This place, it meant a lot to your mother. It almost felt like it was a part of her, and it's like some part of her is alive here still.
Hopefully the house doesn't turn out to be a murderous psycho that tries to kill us in our sleep, huh?
Yeah. Well, take care of yourself, both of you.
Hey, so we really do have a lot to do.
Okay, go on. I'll be right behind you.
Ready to Veni Vidi Vici?
I'm ready to talk to Tessa.
Just try to keep in mind that your memory of her is 10 years out of date.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be if she reached out to me while I was in Fireweed, which she didn't. So I'm guessing this is Michael?
Yes. No, maybe so. We just don't answer. Okay, before we go any further, I do want to mention, because I didn't get a chance to before, about, like, you know, Ollie's diary that we found. And the fact that there was the, you know, helping, you know, the transitioning child, and then the pamphlet. I feel like she didn't know in which direction to take. She was probably getting advice from a few different people, and I almost kind of feel like Tessa was one of them, and I'm not 100% sure it was in a good way, because Alyson has already said she kind of has a narrow way of thinking. So I don't know, she could have been the one to give them the pamphlet. Just saying. Just saying. And that might have been why they weren't any, you know, friends anymore either. It's possible. I just want to check around first. So give me just a second. Can't look in there. Bar, restaurant, guns, and general store. Yeah, that seems about right. Oh, it's one of those old gas pumps. I hate these things. These things gave me such anxiety.
Hey,
Ugh.
isn't it your day off?
Yep, we're here as patrons. Tyler, meet Michael. This is the annoying coworker I was telling you about.
I was there for your introduction to marshmallow vodka and wine coolers, and I've only worked my way up to annoying coworker. Rude.
Don't worry. She told me exactly how miserable she'd be in this town without you.
It's so good to finally meet you. The Tyler talk goes on 24/7, so I feel like I already know you. So, you here to grab some stuff for the homestead, or?
Yeah, we decided it'd be easiest if we just stayed out there. We'll get it cleaned up faster if we literally cannot escape it.
Hey, I'm all for
Just
efficiency.
Tyler in the background
Cannot
gonna chop
wait
some
for us to
wood.
Get out of here.
What's that?
Michael is moving to Juneau too.
Oh, and did you guys plan on moving together, or?
Well, I mean, yeah. It'll be cheaper to share a place, but nothing's set in stone.
Makes sense.
There could be room for you too.
For sure. The more Ronans, the merrier. I'm studying to be a chef, so, you know it'll be good eating. And hey, I only snore during allergy season. And baseball.
How can I say no to that?
You okay?
Dead on my feet, girl. Got up at 4 to fish before work. It's been a day.
Oh, you like to fish?
Yeah, there's this spot called Buzzard Hole I go to at least twice a week. It's like an hour drive, but it's so chill, especially first thing in the morning.
Shut up. I used to go there all the time.
For real?
Yeah.
Hey, well, if you want to go sometime, holler at me. I don't mind sharing.
Cool. Most guys I know get all Smeagol about their fishing spots.
Smeagol. Oh my god.
Oh, look at you two. Bonding over the most slow and boring way to kill an animal.
She's just jealous because she couldn't catch a fish, even if she filled the lake with cyanide
I'm
first.
not... Ugh, never mind. Tyler, we better get started with our shopping.
Yeah, I'll be around if you need anything.
Alright, I love this already. I love him. He seems like such a cool, chill dude. Yeah, I love it. Okay.
The future mayor of Delos Crossing.
Tom Vecchi?
Yep. Is it really that big of a shock? He owns the only store in Delos Crossing, and he's chummy with the Old Boys Club.
The Old Boys
Yes.
Club.
He never really struck me as having ideas. And he's not exactly charismatic.
Huh. Can I just explore, like, across the street and go talk to this dude? No? Oh, okay. The game said, nope, turn your ass back around. Payphone. Snowman! Wait, what does this say? Tessa's Cafe, seafood, steaks, coffee, ales?
Come on, I'm freezing here.
But it's a snowman! Frosty! Oh my god. Wait, hold on. We used to have one of these a long time ago. They're really freaking cool.
Hey, Ollie! Look! I'm the ruler of this kingdom! Get it? 'Cause it's a dome? You're gonna fall, stupid. That was funny.
I can't believe you didn't laugh. That was hilarious.
Not as funny as you getting all pouty when I didn't laugh at your jokes. I loved baiting you. It was my favorite thing.
Of
Should we go
course.
inside or stand around until we become human popsicles?
Popsicles. Of course. We're just looking at the... I don't know what you call those things. Are we just looking in here?
Boo!
Jesus. How do you always get me?
Oh, Jesus! How did you get
How'd
over
you feel like
there?
that?
Good lord. Can I go up here? Notice restricted personnel. Okay. What is that over there? Seafood, oyster scallops, crab. Oh, pollock. Oh my god, I love pollock. Pollock is so delicious.
Well, what are we waiting for?
I'm
Let's go shopping.
checking things out. It's one of the machines. Which these aren't the ones where you like put the quarters in the little slots and then push it in, but still good nonetheless. Do you want any bubble gum? Tyler, you want bubble gum? I want bubble gum. Freaking vending machine too. There's sandwiches in there? Those kind of look like those sandwiches. Yellow.
Well, hello, Miss Ronan. Did you forget something in the office?
No, just doing some shopping. You remember my brother, Tyler?
Your brother? Oh, right, Tyler. What a pleasant surprise.
Did Alyson tell you I'd be by today?
Yes, I think she did. I just didn't expect to see such a dapper young man.
Okay, could be worse.
Well, I did shower this morning.
Did you just get back into town, or?
More or less, we've been working out at the old house, but surprise, surprise, after 10 years of sitting empty, it was missing a few things, hence the supply run.
Ah, right. Well, we'll get you set right up. It must be nice to be home.
I'm not sure nice is the word for it.
Oh, of course. I assume being there feels complicated.
That's one way to describe it.
Well, don't let me keep you any longer. I'll be here if you need anything.
Oh, hey, is Tessa around today?
The wife's not in at the moment. I'm sure she'll be around later, though.
Okay.
Okay, so we need candles and an all-purpose cleaner.
Plus snacks and drinks. I'm starving.